Hey guys, in the last tutorial we discussed the power of the cells and how we can use them to pass information to each other or reference each other. In this tutorial we're going to add a bit more functionality to our spreadsheet, and I'm going to show you how you can create calculations based on the values that are put into other cells. So let's just say in cell A1 we put the value 1. In cell A2, we put the value 2. Cell A3 can have the value 3. Notice how I didn't press equals, I just left clicked and I put the value in there. That's called hard entering. So I'm just hard entering a value into the cell. And in this cell B1, we'll do it the opposite way around. So we'll say 3, 2, 1, enter. Now, you'll see we have all this loads of data here. What we can do is, remembering from previous tutorials, is we can set up a function, a program in say A4 like this. We can just press the equals button and we can say, hey A4, you're going to equal the value that's in A1, just like that. And you'll see the value is 1. It passes the value through to A4. But what we can also do is we can say, hey, you know what A4, you're going to add up all these numbers here. So we can say, hey, you're going to equal the value that's in A1, and I notice how I just clicked, I didn't type it in, I just clicked, and then we're going to say you can add to that. We can, just by putting the plus symbol with the keyboard, we can say you're going to equal the value that's in A2 as well. And notice how I just clicked again, and then I can say, okay, we're going to add to that the value that's in A3, and there you go. You can see that we're setting the value of A4 equal to the value of A1 plus the value of A2 plus the value of A3. And to do that, all we do is press enter. You'll see the value is 6. That's exactly what we wanted. We know that the value of 3 plus 2 plus 1 equals 6. So if we change this to say 10, what would this value change to? Remember, the formula stays the same. So it should be 10 plus 2 equals 12 plus 3 equals 15. Let's hit enter and find out. And you see, the formula is updated. And we can click on this cell and we can click on this cell and then look up in the top bar here where it says A equals A1, this cell equals A1 plus A2 plus A3. The formula hasn't changed. Let's just say in this cell over here, we want to subtract these numbers from 3. So we want to subtract 2 from 3, and we want to subtract 1 from 3 as well. So let's just do that. What would we do? We'd left click on cell B4, which is this cell highlighted. We'd say you're going to equal 3, or referencing B1, you're going to equal this cell, B1, and I'll use the keyboard for the remainder of it. So I'll say you're going to equal B1 minus, with the keyboard, B2, which is that value there. You can see Google Sheets is highlighted for us, minus B3. And then we hit enter, and you'll see the value is 0, and it should be, because 3 minus 2 equals 1, and 1 minus 1 equals 0. But let's say we put in 10 here. What would we expect the value in this cell down here to be? Well, we're going to say 10 minus 2 is 8, minus 1 is 7. So this value here should be 7. And there you have it. And you can quickly see here that there's a particular value additive from using a spreadsheeting software. Unlike with a calculator where we'd have to go through and add up every single number every time there was a change, all we have to do is change the number. So say we put this back to 3, and it automatically calculates. The spreadsheet automatically calculates it. So this becomes important when we say, oops, sorry, we'll go back up. This becomes important when we have, say, 300 numbers to add together, or 5,000, or whatever you wanted to add together. It also becomes really useful when we have multiple formulas like this one here. You can see this is what we call a formula. It says, the formula is B1 minus B2 minus B3. It becomes very useful when we have multiple formulas running on the same spreadsheet. I'll give you an example as well. Let's say in this cell, which is C1, we want to multiply the values of whatever values we put in A1 and B1. So how do we do that? And I'm going to use the keyboard here. I'm going to say cell 1, and I've left clicked on it, you can see it's highlighted, equals A1 with the keyboard multiplied by B1. And the answer, once I press enter, is 30. You can see the formula up in the formula bar here is equals A1 times B1. And you can see 3 or 10 times 3 equals 30. We know that's true. Let's say we change this back to 3. The value in this cell here should be 3 times 3. Right, that'll be 9. But what will this value down here change to? So by changing this one cell, you can already see that this value is going to change this line, so that when we change A1, it's going to change the result that's in C1, but it's also going to change the result that's down here in I'll go back to it, in A4. So I'm going to hit enter. And you can see, in this formula, in this cell, remember the formula was A1 plus A2 plus A3, which is 3 plus 2 plus 3, which is 8. And in this cell over here, it's equals A1 times B1, so it's 3 times 3. And we could put in all kinds of crazy numbers if we really wanted to. We could put in 1,000, and you can see 1,000 plus 2 plus 3 equals 1,005. 1,000 plus times 3 or multiplied by 3 equals 3,000. And we can do that with anything. It doesn't have to be a multiplication. We could do a division. We could do the square root. We could do all different types of things that we can type in with our keyboard. All different types of mathematical operations. So now you can see that by using a spreadsheet, we can take the legwork that would normally come with a calculator and make it really simple just by changing a few numbers in a particular range. In the next tutorial, we'll start to explore these things called functions. And functions make it even easier to do calculations like this. And they form the backbone of some of the really complex spreadsheets that we'll do in later tutorials. So until then, have a bit of fun, change some of the numbers, see what you come up with, and if you have any questions, be sure to post them on the boards.